My name is Megan Ross and I'm studying a Bachelor of Psychology at Monash University. I was on the VCE Honour of Psychology. So in this video, we're talking about the little Albert experiment. Now this is a continuation on the video about classical conditioning, so if there are any terms that come up in this video that you're not sure of, please go back and check out that video. So in this video itself, we're talking about what the experiment was, and we'll also discuss the ethical implications, as this was quite an unethical experiment. So for the little Albert experiment, they caused a conditioned emotional response. So this is an emotional reaction, such as fear or anger, that is a response to a specific stimulus that is learnt through classical conditioning. So this is basically what they did to poor little Albert. So they gave him a conditioned emotional response. So Watson and his assistant Rayner performed the experiment on an 11-month-old child. His mother worked and lived in the university where the experiment was conducted. So this is a bit more relevant for the ethical implications. So we're dealing with an 11-month-old child and their mum works and lives in the university. So in the first stage, before conditioning, little Albert was presented with a white rat. This causes no specific response. At this point, the unconditioned stimulus is considered to be the loud noise. So the experimenters created the loud noise by banging on a steel pipe, so it was quite loud, and this caused a fear response in little Albert. So this is what we consider the unconditioned response. So the loud noise caused fear. This was automatic and unconscious, hence the unconditioned bit. So during conditioning, the white rat was repeatedly paired with the loud noise, and due to the nature of the loud noise, the fear response occurred. So after these repeated pairings, we move on to the last stage, which is after conditioning. So this is where the white rat becomes the conditioned stimulus, which then elicits what we consider the conditioned response, which is that fear response. So Albert is now afraid of little white rats. So the experimenters didn't stop here. They instead saw if little Albert would react to other very similar stimuluses. So they started off with a white rabbit, which I guess is kind of similar to white rat. So he did react to that. They also presented him with a dog, a sealskin coat. They also presented him with cotton wool balls and a Santa mask. So little Albert was afraid of all of these things, the poor little dude. So he had generalized that fear response to all these different stimuluses. So as we can see, the poor little Albert is afraid of quite a few things now. So this leads us into the ethical implications. So the experimenters actually took no steps to get rid of this fear response. Now we can see that one of those things that little Albert was afraid of was a Santa Claus mask. So if they don't get rid of that fear response, he's going to be very scared come Christmas time. The other bit is they lacked really informed consent. So because the woman lived and worked in the university, we actually don't know if she really consented for little Albert to be in this experiment. And if she did she even know what they were doing and that they were going to condition a fear response? And because she wasn't really informed on what was going on, she didn't really have what we call withdrawal rights. She wasn't allowed to withdraw her son at any point because she didn't really know what was going on. She wasn't present. It is also unethical to cause immense distress in an infant. So that is also cause for concern. So hopefully this gave you some insight into the little Albert experiments and why it is so controversial and why it will never be repeated today.